Good day, students. Today we're going to look at the solution to this is number 3 long answer question, part of your chapter 2 sample quiz in book 1 of your ma1026 booklets. And it's asking us to solve this system by a certain method, in this case substitution. Okay, substitution. And we know that solution to a system is an ordered pair, so we have to find an x value and a y value. Now, when solving by substitution, the object is to isolate one of the variables first. Isolate means get by itself. So isolate one of the variables. Okay, one of the variables. Now, as you can see, in a system of 2 equations, we have 4 possibilities. Okay, I could isolate the bottom one for x. I could isolate the bottom equation for y. I could isolate the top one for x or the top one for y. Now pick the easiest one. And the only time I use substitution actually is when I have a coefficient of 1. And where that variable, the top one for x, is the easiest to isolate. Okay? And we do that by simply bringing the other numbers or the other terms to the other side. So I'm going to take the top equation and isolate x. Okay, so x, so that means I add positive 4y to both sides, add positive 8 to both sides, in other words bring them to the other side, and I get 4y plus 8. They both become positive. Now that's what x equals. So x is equal to this, 4y plus 8. So what you do after you isolate one of the variables, then comes the substitution part. Substitute this into the other equation, don't put it back in the same equation, everything will cancel out. Put it into the other equation for whatever variable you isolated, in this case x. So put that into the other equation for x. Okay, so we take the other equation, 2x minus 6y minus 12 equals 0. Take out this x and put in this x, right? Let me use a different color. So we're going to take out this x right here, and we're going to put this in for that x. So 2. Now it's a binomial, so you must use brackets. Remove x. What is x equal to? 4y plus 8. That goes in for x. Mine now 6y. Just carry down the rest of the equation. Distributive property here. So 2 times 4, that's 8y. 2 times positive 8, that's positive 16. Subtract 6y minus 12. Add like terms. I got 8y subtract 6y. See, these two are like. I can combine them. And 8y subtract 6y is 2y. 16 minus 12 will give me plus 4 equals 0. Now, bring the 4 to the other side. I get 0 subtract 4, or negative 4. And now divide each side by 2, so y is equal to negative 2. So I have one of them. Now how do I get the other one? I substitute this back into 3 possible places. I could put it back in here, which I've already got x isolated, or I could put it back in here, or I can put it back up in here, the other equation. The simplest place to put it is to put it back into the where it's already isolated, the very first one I showed you. So I'm going to put this in here now to solve for x, because x is already isolated. 4y plus 8. So I get 4 times negative 2 plus 8. I get negative 8 plus 8, which gives me 0 for x. So according to what I have, the solution to this equation, okay, the solution right now is 0, x first, then y. So how can I verify that this is true? You verify by checking it. How do you check it? You take each one and substitute it back into the original equation. So here's the first original equation. I'm putting x in as 0. So 0 minus 4 times negative 2 minus 8 should equal 0. Is this going to work? Minus 4 times minus 2 is plus 8. Plus 8 minus 8, look at that. I get 0 equal to 0. Alright, now we check it in the other equation. The other equation is 2x minus 6y minus 12 equals 0. 2 times 0 minus 6 times negative 2 minus 12 should equal 0. That's 0 plus 12 minus 12, and of course 12 minus 12 is indeed, so look at that, both work, so I know my solution is definitely 0, negative 2.